ebe wo jab our Ghana Talks Radio. Don't forget, so be download the app no Play.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
It's a beautiful Friday morning, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. Good morning, and you're welcome to the News Headline Review. Here we bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news, from business to politics, from sports to entertainment. We've got you covered with the most relevant stories and informed perspectives on issues that matter to you every morning right here on the News Headline Review. I remain your host, Ruth Esinam Fiagbedu, and as you know, every morning, my ladies and I come your way with the headlines. Joining me in the studios this morning is Miss Regina Bless and Miss Debbie Adoso. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing, Miss Debbie?
The grace is sufficient.
We bless God. How are you doing, Miss Regina?
I'm good. You?
Yeah, I'm fine. Hope you're anticipating for the weekend.
Yeah.
Because I see you're already in the weekend. For you are ahead of us already. Yeah, it is what it is. She's already ahead of us.
All right.
You just come and see something. All right, you're welcome to the News Headline Review. So let's dive straight into our major news items for this morning. Education Ministry rolls out PTAs nationwide with new guidelines. The Ministry of Education has announced nationwide rollout of parent-teacher associations under a new framework designed to strengthen collaboration between schools and families. The announcement followed the submission of final policy guidelines on the operationalization of PTAs developed by the National Curriculum Review Committee. Education Minister Haruna Idrisu urged parents and teachers to work together to improve learning outcomes, stressing that education is a shared responsibility. He said, PTAs are back. Now there is an established norm with guidelines to facilitate and support their work. Socialization is a shared responsibility, particularly for young learners. While the child spends time at home, significant hours are spent in school, making both parents and teachers equally responsible for shaping the child. Ghana's concept of socialization must be shared. Chairman of the Committee on the Guidelines, Kofi Asare, emphasized that PTAs must play an active role in school-level decision-making rather than being seen merely as fundraisers. Guidelines seek to prevent PTAs from being reduced to contributors of funds. Their key role must be participation in decisions to improve teaching and learning outcomes. He explained, the scope of PTAs in school development has now been tailored more towards involvement in learning and decision-making processes. Mr. Asare also called on the Ghana Education Service to ensure the effective implementation of the guidelines. And that was coming from the Ministry of Education and the Committee for PTA, which is Mr. Asare and Haruna Idrisu. And the Ministry of Education has officially rolled out PTAs across Ghana with new guidelines to strengthen the partnership between parents and teachers. And now the aim to make PTAs active in decision making about teaching and learning instead of focusing on only fundraising. Most of the times, when you go to schools, parents don't even have a say. All they need to do is pay your PTA dues, and they are gone. Now, they've brought in new guidelines, and the Education Minister, Haruna Idrisu, stressed that education is a shared responsibility, while the committee chair, Kofi Asare, noted that the new framework will help PTAs contribute more meaningfully to school development. So now, back to you, my ladies. Do you think PTA will, allow our parents to really have a say when it comes to, learning and teaching and learning, rather than just being fundraisers? Message you now.
Okay, so I would say for a very long time, parents have been fundraisers. Parents have been fundraisers. They are people who only contribute financially to the institution and to the welfare of their kids without involving themselves. And I think this is really bad. It got to a point I was questioning myself, why is it so? Because in every school, all the teachers are supposed to make sure that they include the parents, and that is how it's supposed to be. I quite remember way back in JHS, if your parents does not come for PTA, you would be punished.
You'll be punished.
And after being punished, you would pay for the fine.
Exactly.
And when these parents come to the school, they make sure whatever complaint that the teacher has, or the bema, so ubana yese, ubani yese, ubani yese. Why is everything okay at home? Ubani no homework no. Exercise. What is happening? The teachers are doing their part, and it's also up to the parents to also do their parts. So when it comes to SHS and they are excluding the parents from the organization or from the welfare of the kids, I think that it shouldn't be so. So I'm very happy that they've implemented it again, and it should come with a more relevant solution. It shouldn't only be about money. Right. Because some schools or some organizations, in as much as they're including the parents, they are only including them for financial sake. So mun here baby and on for PTA. Say na ye here see and I here
exactly.
When I here we and I
that's how it was formerly. And it was very bad.
Exactly. It shouldn't be like that. In they should make sure that the parents also have a say. Because as you read, most of the kids, in fact, all the kids spend a larger part of their lives in school.
In school, exactly.
So if they are not really including their parents, I think in a way it's bad.
It's bad.
They should include them and make sure that they feel it and have an impact.
Yeah. Ms. Debbie, how do you think these new guidelines are going to be enforced in the schools, rather than making parents fundraisers? As Ms. Regina said, that if the school is facing a challenge or when they're embarking on a new project, that is when they remember that, the parents of these students are even there. We can utilize them to raise funds. Should that be the case in the first place?
No, it shouldn't be the case, but let me rectify this. Not all schools actually, not all PTAs in some schools do that. I mean, they wait till maybe the school is lacking something and they need They need the help of the parents and then they have to contribute them. No, the school I went, our PTA, they don't only discuss about money. Sometimes it's about the welfare of the student. And I think some time ago we were discussing this. Sometimes they discuss about your studies. The PTA is about the studies of the student. And then they bring your results. Me, the school I went from JHS to senior high school. Your dad is sitting here, then they hand your report card to your dad.
Right.
And my dad is not someone who I would say he's not educated. I'm meeting other than they say, I just said, my dad, he knows everything. So so he's there. And then they try to help parents who are not too well educated in terms of the grading and stuff. And then they tell your ward that this is it. When your ward get this, he or she is not performing, and then they tell you. So some schools, they don't only base on like money, but it's because I feel like 90% of some schools do that. And for PCMT, they want bad there, definitely you have to pay. You have to pay some amount of money. Now that they are going to normalize it again, I feel like it is good. And then with the aspects of you saying the money there, I want to mean but then it is more important when we focus more on the well-being or the welfare of the student, because the student as it stands is your property as a parent. Whatever becomes of that child comes straight to you as a parent. Whether what comes out of that child is positive, you are going to benefit. Whether it comes out to be negative, it will still come back to haunt you. So when you go to PTA meetings, I feel like some schools should engage. Those schools that do not engage parents when it has to do with their study, they should start doing it. Because me, my school, you're more there, and so anytime they call for PTA meeting, when you say wakuma crash, I say show. Especially if you know that you didn't do well, and sometimes the teachers will come and tell you in the face, hey, when your parents come, Yebeka say, and they will tell them the true fact. Right. So they contribute to the welfare of the students. Sometimes they even tell the parents what you're supposed to get. Maybe Obano Meshena. He's not too good in studies. This is what is going to help. But if you still insist that you want him or her to study and be in school, then you have to get him maybe a private teacher at home, and then you lessen the activities of the child at home. So you can focus on your books. So I feel like those schools who depend so much on money, they should start coming up. And with the question you're asking me how we are going to do it, I feel like we should get someone who monitor this PTA meetings, who is coming directly from the GES, right. And then they'll come up round monitoring their meetings, see how it's going. And when so we be bia and kola no modo now atiti pansa mu de bia akonya ne nye na ye to ska den ye to ska ashe de bia ne to ska. It's good. You're supposed to contribute, and then the child is supposed to be in a conducive environment so he or she can study. But aside that, what next? Because obviously we have conducive environments. At the end of the best, we have F9 in chains. So in as much as we want a conducive environment, we should also think about the child as well, the improvement when it has to do with studies. So those schools, they should start backing up. And so when we want them to back up, the best thing we can do is monitor them. Monitor them.
I remember when I was in school, whenever they call for PTA meetings, in my heart.
That's the
time our parents will come and look through our books.
Yes.
And even go ahead and say what you are doing
in the house.
Yes.
And they always even to lecture studies is going on, and they'll be coming to the class and
they'll come to the class.
Pressure.
Remember class no who say kasa and our names of talkative no we didn't come. Ubeju school. Ubefia no asaba beji. Hey, so PTA meetings I was so scared whenever it's time for PTA meetings. I was like, hey, my father. Remember they don't venture.
Oh no. My dad's like that.
Hey,
and some parents, sometimes one thing that prevents teachers from actually telling you the real behavior of your ward is because some parents don't want to accept the fact that my child is not good.
It's not good.
Or my child auto sin or BB more. Some will actually back. Then time I have a colleague, a teacher no to me can answer because you can't answer my name and be school more. Did teachers for that term. I be Becca head teachers ni obi abi. I was school more. And so with that kind of child, so if you know deba. But some parents like me, my father, teacher na say kakra no kon o dey be So I think parents should also take note of that.
So that's the new guideline GES is bringing on board, that parents are no longer going to be fundraisers, but now they are going to, they are going to be involved in decision making in both teaching and learning in our various schools. And I think that's a very, very good call, because formerly, way back, parents are only known for being fundraisers. In case the school is embarking on a project, that's when they call the parents, hey, come and pay this money, so now it's not going to be like that. And I'm just hoping that these new policies that they've brought on board, these new guidelines that they've brought on board, GES will make sure that it's being practiced, it's being enforced in our various schools. Right, so let's move on to our next news item. Government review curriculum for basic education. Education Minister Haruna Idrisu has revealed that the government is set to overhaul Ghana's basic school curriculum, covering kindergarten through primary 6, in a bid to strengthen the country's educational foundation. The initiative is aimed at equipping young learners with the essential skills and knowledge they need to excel in school and beyond. Mr. Idrisu announced this during a visit by Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman to his ministry, her first since assuming office as Ghana's first female Vice President. On the curriculum review, Mr. Idrisu said, "I am also happy to note that we are currently reviewing education curricula with kindergarten to primary 6, and our emphasis is to introduce electronics, robotics, coding, and AI into the very formative ages of young learners." He added, "It is our firm belief, again in your dream, that foundational learning holds the key to educational success generally, and we thank you for your support to invest more in foundational learning." The minister also raised alarm over what he described as a disturbing culture of indiscipline spreading across senior high schools, noting that the government is taking urgent steps to address violent incidents and misconduct among students. On students bringing weapons to school, Mr. Idrisu noted, "We have noticed a worrying phenomenon, which is un-Ghanaian, of Ghanaian students having weapons in schools, whether it is a machete, a gun, or a cutlass, not acceptable for our campuses." He further stressed the measures being introduced to curb the problem. "So, we are beginning to emphasize that should play a more elaborate role, and schools should conduct random searches so that students don't bring into campus these items. But I have assured the Director General of GES that they have your absolute support in ensuring and not compromising on any matter of discipline." Yeah, I think that has been a very bad phenomenon over the past few months, where we've seen students, bullying their fellow colleagues on campus, students sending gun, pistol, machetes, knives to school. So the education minister says government will soon review Ghana's basic school curriculum from KG to primary 6 to include electronics, robotics, coding, and artificial intelligence. And the aim is to give children strong foundational skills for the future. He also spread his concern about the rising, indiscipline in schools, especially students bringing weapons to campus. And he has promised strict measures like random searches and stronger, discipline enforcement in these schools. What's your thought on that? Based on the basic, them bringing curriculum such as electronics, robotics, and AIs.
Well, I think this is the right time to evaluate and assess the content, structure, and effectiveness of our educational program, especially at the primary level. Because when you grow up to a certain stage with what you want to achieve in life, after you have done achieving it, and then you try to sit down and reflect on some of the things you learned way back. I'm sorry, but I said you've learned things that do not really necessary. Although it adds up to your day-to-day lives. We did science, but sometimes you walk and then you hear people talk, and then you can actually relate because you did science in school, and then you know some of the things, biology. So when someone is talking about biology, you can actually pinpoint something because you did that in school. Although I'm not doing biology here, but I have knowledge on biology. It's good. Yeah. But sometimes I feel like you should know what maybe the person wants to be, and then you work towards that. Just like the way the Western world are doing it. I've never been there before, but then I've learned and I was told that immediately a child starts growing and they feel like this is what you do, and then you get to the school, you pursue that. If you want to do science, you want to become a doctor, you pursue that straightforward. Not from 8 subject, 12 subjects, and you're supposed to learn all these 12 subjects and write it. So our educational system in Ghana has to do with theory.
Yeah.
And after you are done with school, theory no to be found by it doesn't add up to your life. It doesn't add up, and to the country it does not also add up.
Right.
I've seen videos in China, Korea, where creating robots. They started creating apps, like so creative. But about Ghana, say Kofi is a boy, Ama is a girl. A for apple, B for bicycle. Say yeah. So if they want to change the curriculum, that is the best thing, and they should involve more practicals, as they said. It's very good. The practicals and the wow. See, if you're done with school today, you know how to create. Like you can actually bring up something like maybe create vehicle, create bicycle, create robots, create an app where it can be used by worldwide. AI by and you'll be nice now. Now AI, if I ask AI right now the meaning of my surname, or what will be me, I don't even know. Like it gives me everything about my surname. Someone sat on it. Think, let me create this. Yeah. Facebook was invented by a human being, and now it's used worldwide. WhatsApp, it was invented by a human being, and it's used worldwide. And the more we use it, the more they are gaining. The person as an individual is gaining, and the country is also gaining. But when it comes to African countries, Ghana and Yankakra. So if we want to bring up something like this, and I like the fact that starting from the primary,
yeah,
there are certain things my mom told me when I was a kid. Up to now, like it's still in my mind. I can still remember it. And there are certain things I tried learning on my own. Up to the so yeah, the itself it's in collaboration sana. And you know, when you're a child and you're growing up, your brain is so fast. Like you don't think about anything. So when you're bringing things like this, it opens your mind. It helps you think more, and it makes you so creative. So I feel like when you're doing this, it's good, but we should also ensure that we resource them. It's not only about we have to do more practicals, we have to do robotics without resourcing them. Resourcing in here. If they are doing robotics and every day they have to study robots and stuff, and they don't have the necessary gadgets, they don't have the necessary equipment to help these students invent something of their own, then what is the use? It means we are wasting our time. So if we are thinking about changing the curriculum and then starting from the primary level, which I said is very good, then we have to resource the schools with the necessary gadget, with the necessary tools, and it shouldn't be selective where they'll be like, oh, this school there, school no more there, it's an A school until we will resource them, and then the schools in remote areas like in my village, they're more movie. No, it should cut across, and they should make sure that they have it at hand. They can practice, and they should get extra one. And when the child gets home, he can do something on their own. If not, then we are just wasting our time.
We are just wasting our time. Miss Eugenia, what are your thoughts on including robotics, AI as extra curriculum activities for basic students from KG to primary 6?
Okay, from KG to primary 6. Why not from KG to JHS 3? I think it's a great one. Yesterday I was going through the channels, TV channels at home, and I chanced upon a late Kantanka.
Right.
Yeah, so his Kantanka station, they were remembering his deeds, and I was actually seeing certain things he was doing for the first time. And I watched one when he was complaining of how Ghanaian leaders are not really united. So nya enimdie na owo no nya yanka nipa miensa e was ansusuye ni bia, they would have done greater things in Ghana. Yes. And I saw where he also said that he was watching Zoom Lions. Then times are Zoom Lions for buy no more promo de prayer na pranomo de mo sa and he sat down and invented a machine that can help them sweep. I saw the come on, almost said that be a mopedia, ya did do. And also, what's nasty, and also, yeah. And I was like, so this man could do all this. He even did excavator. He was able to do limousine. He was able to do other cars and other stuffs.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's not done and penny for where were they? Because this man had, should I say, in fact, let me put it the way, he was an intellectual. In the history of Ghana, no one can do this except him. Even in Kolomo, Beba Basuna, saying some of them can put cardboards together and put batteries in and make it move.
Yeah.
So bringing up this initiative, I think is good, but it shouldn't just be for saying sake. They should make sure they invest in it. And as Debbie said, sometimes when you want someone to learn something, it's from the basics, from the starts. And yes, you say after now the best your conseil. So they should make sure that from the start they teach these kids. We talk about STEM education. It all boils down to this. So I think it's very good. Looking at our economy and looking at where the world is going, we don't really deal with theory. We deal with practicals. Who are in Sanwe Juma? That is when you can do something for yourself. You can become a boss for yourself. And I think it is good they are bringing it because it would help these youth coming up to be less dependent. Yes, to be less dependent on the government. Because they'll be like, our government is not providing jobs for us. What are you expecting us to do? And I think it's high time we also put the perception in our heads. Say the white collar jobs is becoming too much. Where we are heading towards, the future is not white collar jobs. No one is degrading white collar jobs, but so call school now, office now AC ball and there forgets. I think it got to a point. Nanado said it that we need to make sure that you learn a skill, because on the government payroll, Ayema, he said it himself. So with this initiative is very good. I wish they even brought it long time ago for all of us to benefit. Even then times I hear home econ spread tech. See Ghana ha. Who is an architect? It's not really considered. But when you go outside, now we are architects. We just draw a plan for someone, the kind of money you would take. But Ghana ha on normal constructor ho mason ni ho. Akachen said we penny say. But sniper pay we have to give it to someone who is learned on the job, an architect to draw it for you. But it's not done. So I think it's a good one.
It's a good one.
They need to implement it, and they should implement it. And I think everyone should come on deck or should come on board. Some institutions are there who are into automobile and other stuffs. They can collaborate with the government and make sure that this is a success. It's not only the duty of the government. They should also come on board, and they should invest as well.
Who are those coming on board? The private sector. The government is not helping them.
Say a bit to your mocha.
Yes, but they are not.
It's not free.
I know it's not free, but I mean, we have people here that actually do that. That has to but produces this, but they don't really. I would say that the way the government is supposed to maybe collaborate and support them and then pay them what is due them. Like Kantaka should have been collaborating with the government. I learned he came out with an electric vehicle. And government said they want to import electric vehicle. Electric vehicle Ghana. So we have problem. They should sort themselves out. I feel like the government is not.
And there are so many people in these private sectors that are very abreast with this AI and electronics and like robotics and these things. If we are bringing these things on board, let's look at the teachers that will train these kids as well. It's very necessary. Very important.
Which means as a teacher you also need to upgrade.
You also need to upgrade, because even right now looking at this century right now, you can be in the house and make money by just using AI. Now AI is used for editing videos, AI is used for editing pictures, AI is doing a whole lot of things. So just imagine if you've learned it from infancy in school, and then you get to a level, you upgrade yourself, you are good to go. You don't need to be submitting application letters to some companies to work. You can be your own boss with a little knowledge you know in AI. And I think that is going to go a long way for us as a country if we take this serious. It's not just talks. Anyways. All right, moving on to our last news item. Private citizen petitions Iyoko to arrest former CJ Tokonu for causing financial loss to the state. Semaba. A private legal practitioner, James Kofi Apedo, has petitioned the Economic and Organized Crime Office to arrest and prosecute the immediate past CJ of Ghana, Gertrude Tokonu, for causing financial loss to the state. According to the petitioner, the removed Chief Justice misapplied public funds entrusted in her care while in office. And I read, I write as a concerned citizen of Ghana to humbly petition your high and respected office for the immediate arrest and prosecution of the former Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Saki Tokonu, for willfully causing financial loss to the state and willfully or negligently misapplying public funds entrusted to her as the head of the Judicial Service of Ghana. A portion of the petition reads. He added that Her Ladyship Gertrude Araba Isaba Saki Tokonu, while serving as the Chief Justice and the head of the Judicial Service of Ghana, willfully or negligently misapplied public funds when she used funds belonging to the Judicial Service to pay for her husband's travel with her to Tanzania in 2023, as well as paid him for the duration of the private holiday trip, contrary to Section 96, 1XC and D of the Public Financial Management Act 2016 at 921. That Her Ladyship Justice Gertrude Tokonu misapplies public funds when she used funds belonging to the Judicial Service to pay for her daughter's travel with her to the United States of America, as well as paying her per diem for the entire duration of private holiday trip, Mr. Apedo explained. And this is coming from a private legal practitioner saying that she has petitioned Iyoko to arrest Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu, former Chief Justice Gertrude Tokonu, for misappropriately using the funds of the Judicial Service. Do you think this holds water, Ms. Virginia?
In every rumor, there's an iota of truth. Yeah. So I would say the little I can say, because I'm really getting tired of this Tokonu issue. It's becoming too much. But I know that these people petitioning Iyoko and the president, they have the interests of the nation at heart. Say, Onye Bibi say, I don't think he's a legal practitioner. I don't think so. Be wasting the time. At the petitioner, come Iyoko, say Omonkochino. And public funds, we are paying for it, but we are not even benefiting from that public funds. So if as a Chief Justice you've been appointed, vetted, gone through all the legal process to come and serve Ghana, and you are sitting in power, doing what you want, traveling, hey, what the Ghana Sika air travel, you are being paid, you are being given allowances, you are being given insurance, just insurance cover. Some of us are in certain organizations. What insurance we are talking about, no one is even covered by insurance. But as a government worker, you are enjoying all these benefits. Some of these government workers, they enjoy to the point where their house domestic staffs also enjoy.
It's man.
And also enjoy it. So if she's at fault, she needs to face the law. Where Obia knew how Mecca say he or she will be against it, because we all have the interest of the nation at heart. we know how it feels. I thought that the indirect and the direct taxes we pay, it has an effect on us. So I think it's the right step in the right direction. If it doesn't hold water, a legal practitioner wouldn't waste the time. Someone who knows the law wouldn't waste the time to even do that. So they should petition. They should investigate. If she's at fault, she needs to face the law together with anyone who spends the money. Because sometimes as citizens, we have the right to caution people if they are wrong. I don't know if you get me.
Yeah, I get
Nipa woody sikani be not to make a chance say yeah, buying sikana woody is wrong. And so that's now that's why we call something accomplice in crime. So everyone needs to be arrested.
Right, Miss Debbie.
Go for you, no more so much you.
Missy.
Hey, wow. This is what we know. This is where I'll put it this way. Say, this is something very, very small we are saying. Maybe there are more to come. This woman, seriously, and you see, it sends one message across, and that is, if you are being given a position, and then you feel like, oh, I can loot, like I can do everything. You can stay there for 30 years or maybe more, but one day your cup will be full. And with this CJ issue and she being petitioned to be investigated from looting from the state, it's sad. It's very, very sad.
Very, very sad.
For flying your husband abroad. Wow. And yeah, though, if the government should appoint you, it's very, very, very interesting, but it's sad. It's sad as well. Because if truly after investigation, because I know definitely it will pass through the due process before we will get to know the final results of everything that comes out. But if truly this woman is actually found guilty of what has been stated right now, then it means that we are supposed to sit up as a country. It means we are supposed to sit up because we are sleeping. In as much as we have hand position to someone, doesn't mean that the person will not account. And one thing we lack in this country is accountability. We lack accountability. We appoint people into office, and then the person does not account to us on what she has done, and maybe the money that has been projected into his office, what she has used it for, what has been the outcome. We don't hear anything about it. And it starts from the top. So for me, I see Ghana to be a lawless country. We have the law, but they are not working. And a whole state, a whole CJ, and Besley, she's not the only one. I know there are lots of them there, and they are stealing from the state. And because we are not holding them responsible, so it has become something normal we do or we see often. So to bring this thing to an end with the CJ issue here, well, till investigation is done, then we can also take it from there.
We can also take it from there. All right. Thank you so much for the beautiful submission you have made right here on the News Headline Review. Thank you so much for joining us. Up next, we have Debbie's Group.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear, or favor. The World Bank has dismissed the Akufo-Addo administration's long-standing claim that Ghana's 2022 economic collapse was driven by global shocks, stating instead that the crisis was fundamentally self-inflicted. In a 2025 policy note on Ghana, the bank was unequivocal. They said the deterioration of global conditions due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russian Federation invasion of Ukraine was not the cause of the 2022 macroeconomic crisis. Rather, it merely exposed an economy already beset with deep structural vulnerabilities and precarious macroeconomic conditions. For years, government officials have attributed the severity of the downturn marked by surging inflation, a free falling currency, and eventual debt default to external factors like the Russia-Ukraine war, and COVID-19. It points weak governance, fiscal indiscipline, and delayed reforms, observing that easy access to capital market and expectations of natural resources windfalls fostered political short-termism, undermined accountability, and weakened the social contract. We were here, they told us that what we see, the high inflation we have been experiencing. See, this is not funny. I clap my hands because we've been lied to for so long. And this is World Bank stating it right there. That's what we've been told. That the high inflation we've been experiencing, the high cost of living since 2019, 2022, since 2021, 2022 was because of COVID-19. Was because of Russian-Ukraine war. And this has been the song of the previous administration, singing it up and down. And now World Bank is saying that it's a lie. They're saying it's a lie. The surge of inflation we experienced in the country was not as a result of Russian-Ukraine war. It was not as a result of the fight between of COVID-19, but rather mismanagement of the previous government. They lacking transparency and accountability. And I've also realized that we've signed a deal, and that we will be getting support from IMF for 68 years. And out of that 68 years, we have already exhausted 40 years. So then it means that I cannot yet and because we are going to continue till 68 years. So it means that from now to 68 years, we are still slaves. No matter the type of implementation we would like to bring on board, no matter the strategies we would like to bring on board to maintain the fiscal discipline and whatever it is, we are still enslaved. Because we're in there because the agreements we've gone with them is of 68 years. And out of that 68 years, we've exhausted 40 years. More years to go for IMF to keep supporting us. That is what we want. That is what we want. Our leaders are not truthful. Our leaders, they are not transparent. They lack accountability. They lack integrity. We were here when they told us then time that Kenke that was so 2 cedis. They told us that it was too expensive. And then fortunately enough COVID-19 came into the system. Russia-Ukraine war made its way to the country. And because it was not only in Ghana, other countries experienced it. Even the Western world experienced a bit of it. But for my country, it has become a national anthem. Every day, Russia-Ukraine war. Every day, COVID-19. Even up to now that they are still in opposition, they are telling us that it's because of Russia-Ukraine war, it's because of COVID-19. And that is why we have a problem with our financial, everything that has to do with our financial system in the country. Or everything that has to do with our economy. World Bank World Bank said it's a big lie. Goodness, the MPP has really deceived us as a country. Don't sit at your home and tell me I'm doing politics. Let's face the truth here. They've deceived us. Mismanagement. So it is kind of and when COVID came, we paid taxes. New taxes were introduced. Nuisance taxes were introduced. And even after COVID-19, passed by or went its way, we were still paying taxes. We were still paying COVID levy. And even with that, we got to know when we changed a government. It tells us the destruction the MPP has caused the country. and they end up singing Ukraine, Russia. And then I just say Russia ni Ukraine, no man could cannot meaning. They kept pointing to Russia-Ukraine war. They kept pointing to COVID-19. We were not the only country affected with COVID. We were not. But other countries are surviving. And now the debts we are owing, it will keep doubling until we exhaust the 68 years. Because we are still under the care of IMF. So no matter the shouting, we will shout and whatever. IMF will still continue to support us, to lend us money till we exhaust our 68 years. Slave ni free muye. Free muye. And our leaders they've done us more harm than good. They've hurt us. Where I see your kume muka ko you don't pay. You tell us the truth. Wait, this is not something you should be shifting blame. If the country is not going on war, if things are not going on war, and then you feel like you are messing up, tell us. We voted for you. Speak to us. Let us know that this is the problem. You are deceiving us. You are deceiving us up and down. Say yeah. And according to the record, this have pushed almost 90% of Ghanaians into poverty, and it's true. And it's true. They are not lying. It's true. We remembered how things became so difficult. And up to now, now that the city to the dollar is even appreciated, we are still suffering. Because the harm has already been caused. Why do we do this to ourselves? Why? Why? See, these people, they need to be arrested though. This current administration needs to do their work very, very well. Whatever they need to investigate, they should investigate. And all the government appointees that are culpable, they should be arrested. We need our money. Because if COVID-19 and Russia-Ukraine war, they are not the cause of the high inflation we were experiencing. They are not the cause of the high cost of living and all those things that we felt from 2020, 2021, 2022. And then, what at all are we using the money for? And where have the money been channeled to? We need to know. We need to know. These are questions that keeps popping in mind each and every second. Where are the money? I find it because so long as I'm concerned and so long as nature is also concerned, and according to the law of nature, money does not have legs. Money does not have wings. Money does not fly. So where is the money? It is human beings that take in charge of this money. So where is it? Where is it? MPP, what they are bro? Seriously, what they are bro? Papa. This is very painful. This is very painful. If you sit here and you talk, someone will be like, oh, it's because you're affiliated to a political party, you want to speak against our party. No one is speaking against your party. You told us in the face that it was Russia and Ukraine. And I just said, Mom, my speech. Russia and Ukraine can be. We know, so we are aware. COVID. World Bank saying, throw. COVID didn't do anything. Russia-Ukraine war didn't do anything. Mismanagement. We don't even reform, proper reform. And they're telling us still, if we want to end these things called high inflation, high cost of living and stuff, then we should be careful about overspending. We should manage very well. We should manage our own resources. And look at the our own resources. What don't we have as a country? God has really blessed Ghana. I'm a Ghanaian, but sometimes baby. We have gold, we have diamond, we have bauxite, we have timber, we have a prekese, we have bamboo. To be crying to me in Ghana. What belongs to us is not being exported into other countries for them to refine it for us. And after they are done refining it, they take 90%, and then the 10% is given to us. At the end of the day, no, they are giving us only 10% because we are refusing to think. We are refusing to think. Are we saying that we cannot build an industry where we can refine our goats in this country? Are we saying that we cannot bring up a policy that will build a big industry that will should I say, so we can manufacture our own or transform our own natural resources into something very useful? I just said it be yes, and then the 10% that we get, we embezzle it, we shift it into our own account, and then the only thing you come to tell us is that it's Russia, Ukraine, it's COVID-19. You see, there is one thing I've got to notice. No matter how you think you can deceive us, no matter how you think you can deceive us, one day, definitely the truth will be out. For long, I knew that this inflation and all that we were experiencing was not associated with COVID and Russia, Ukraine. I knew it for long. I knew it because COVID naturally did that, and I'm perfectly aware that should the previous government won election, they will still tell us it's COVID. And up to now, if you are interviewing some of the executives, the top officials in the previous government, and it's about the economy, they'll refer you to COVID-19. They'll refer you to Russia, Ukraine. If we are talking about effects, yes, in a way it has affected us, but Ghana was not the only country that got affected by COVID. Why? And to the current administration too, mismanagement of public funds. World Bank has stated it. It's either you take it into note it and then you bring out, you work towards it, or you also mismanage and loot. 2028 will boot you out. I think it's about time we should sit down as a country and then ask ourselves certain questions. If we still need a leader, so that maybe we will become our leaders ourselves. Like, we should all manage everything and see how far it will go, because it's not helping us. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Girl.
Bringing you today in history. 1964, Mozambique War of Independence starts. Between the guerrilla forces of the Mozambique Liberation Front and Portugal, the war officially started on 25th September 1964 and ended with a ceasefire on 8th September 1974. First U.S. soldier killed during Vietnam's August Revolution. The U.S. soldier considered the first American casualty in Vietnam was Lt. Col. Peter Dewey, an OSS officer who was killed on this day 1945 by Vietnamese guards, possibly mistaking him for a French officer. While his death predates the widely recognized start of the Vietnam War, some sources consider him the conflict's first American casualty. IRA officially disarms. Irish Republican Army officially disarmed on this day 2005 when it announced that it had completed the decommissioning of all its weapons under the supervision of the Independent International Commission on Decommissioning. The group had previously announced the end of its armed campaign on July 28, 2005, but the decommissioning of arms and ammunition was fully completed 2 months later. American tennis legend Serena Williams revolutionized women's tennis with her aggressive playing style and powerful serve, achieving the most Grand Slam singles titles in the Open era. She was born in Sanguiway, Michigan, and has been recognized as one of the greatest athletes of all time. Looking at some observances, United Nations International Day for the Total Elimination of Nuclear Weapons is observed annually to promote and reaffirm the commitment to global nuclear disarmament and the world free of nuclear weapons. The day serves to educate the public and leaders about the benefits of eliminating nuclear weapons, which pose as existential threat to humanity, and to highlight the ongoing need for disarmament and a peaceful future. Hug a Vegetarian Day honors those who have taken the step to live a cruelty-free, earth-friendly life by removing meat from their regular diets. It's the perfect day to hug a vegetarian. It encourages celebrating and promoting the benefits of a meat-free diet. National Brave Day honors women who lift each other up, rescue each other, fight for each other's cause, and make each other brave. It is the day to celebrate the wise and strong women in your life. World Contraception Day takes place to improve awareness of all contraceptive methods available and enable young people to make informed choices on their sexual and reproductive health. Lastly, Situational Awareness Day, observance held annually to emphasize the importance of being aware of one's surroundings and making informed decisions to enhance personal safety. The day promotes using skills like observation and understanding to prevent accidents and recognize potential hazards in daily life. And that's all for today on Today in History and some observances live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina Bless, for Today in History and some observances of the day. Right, so before we take leave of you, I have been tasked to wish a beautiful lady, Miss Irama, a happy birthday. Miss Irama, happy birthday to you. May this new age mark the beginning of greater things to happen in your life. And this is coming from your big sister, Christina. Yeah. Happy birthday to you right there, and have a blissful birthday. And this is where we draw the curtains for the first segment of the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show. Thank you so much for joining us right here on the show. We'll be coming up with the news shortly. Please stick and stay with us.
When you guy, what it? John, when you guy, what it? A boy now when you alright, Busia go by the name Coin Takra. Call me, say you're Coin Takra, the name Tom it's Coin Takra live on GhanaTalks Radio now. Mondays and Fridays, may the time it's Coin Takra. Bravo, when you say Monday, let's day. Aya mamere abakwasem Africa, Ghana, our heritage. Eka mamere ni amani yeteti abakwasem hon komone yedi. Aya hina ni yekonie now Friday ni ye bass on bass. Friday yeah rap. We dey talk about entertainment. We dey talk about music business. So join me this Monday and Friday. BR Live on GhanaTalks Radio. Don't forget, so before all the social media platforms, there GhanaTalks Radio and Coin Takra. Me so me page and so Coin Takra. Now listen, a better fire, a better job our GhanaTalks Radio. Don't forget, so be download the app on the Play Store and the App Store. Call me, your time it's Coin Takra Monday and Fridays. Jinamudi will be a mammy at a time at 7 p.m. sharp. Yeah, the Jumedi and bro. Here, Konya on your guy. What him?
Saviete sika yemfanko to venza.
What
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast. French fries.
Koko nikosi alo komi keshito.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bliss.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Welcome to the morning news broadcast on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up, Kenya's President Ruto demands permanent African seat at the UN Security Council. Chief Justice backs Ghana Law Society's recognition bid. Youth Employment Agency and Ghana Prison Services partner to empower youth. NPP backs retooling of Ghana Armed Forces. Gridco caution of Galamsey threat to power infrastructure. These and many more coming up your way shortly in business, sports, and showbiz. Kenyan President William Ruto has criticized the United Nations for excluding Africa from the permanent membership of the UN Security Council. Addressing the UN General Assembly, he emphasized that Africa, despite bearing the greatest burden of instability, contributing the largest peacekeeping forces and strongly aligning with the UN agenda, remains unfairly and unjustly sidelined, raising serious questions about the organization's credibility. President Ruto demands at least 2 permanent seats with veto powers and 2 additional non-permanent seats for Africa on the Security Council. He stressed that the United Nations credibility is at stake if it fails to reform and give Africa a stronger voice in global governance.
For 2 decades, Africa has spoken in one voice, demanding justice, equity, and representation in the highest organ of global governance. This demand, however, continues to be ignored, deferred, or endlessly debated to the detriment of both Africa and the legitimacy of the United Nations itself. You cannot claim to be the United Nations while disregarding the voice of 54 nations. It is not possible. Africa is no longer willing to wait on the margins of global governance while decisions about peace, security, and development are made without our understanding, without our perspectives, and without our voice. Africa's exclusion is not only unacceptable, unfair, and grossly unjust, it also undermines the very credibility of the United Nations, this organization. Africa dominates most of the Security Council agenda, provides some of the largest contingents of UN peacekeeping forces, and bears the heaviest costs of instability. Yet we remain the only continent without a permanent seat at the main table, where decisions about our destiny are made. Africa deserves, ladies and gentlemen, at the very least, 2 permanent seats with full rights, including the right to veto, and 2 additional non-permanent seats on the United Nations Security Council. The world must understand that reforming the Security Council is not a favor to Africa or to anybody. It is a necessity for the United Nations' own survival. If the United Nations is to remain relevant in this century, it must reflect today's realities, not the post-war power arrangements of 1945.
You heard from the President of Kenya, William Ruto. Chief Justice nominee Paul Bafo-Boni has expressed support for the Ghana Law Society's effort to gain official recognition as a licensed association from the General Legal Council. Justice Bafo-Boni encouraged the Ghana Law Society to intensify its effort towards securing recognition and acquiring the necessary license to enable its members represent clients effectively in court. He stressed that access to justice is a cornerstone of the country's legal system. The Ghana Law Society has also pledged to support the CJ's leadership and contribute to strengthening the administration of justice in the country. Incorporated in 2022, the Ghana Law Society has grown to over 500 members with a core mission to support the judiciary, strengthen the legal profession and safeguard democracy.
The bench is not particularly interested in which association A or association B. What the bench is always interested in is whether we have representation for an accused person. So we normally hear, where is a lawyer, who is a lawyer, and all that. And so, since the case of Tariwaja and the Attorney General, the courts have always insisted that practicing lawyers must be in good standing. And as far as good standing is concerned, to us, it means you must have a certificate from the GLC. So in your speech, Council, you said that you are going to make representation to the GLC for recognition and then licensing. Yes, I think it will be in the right or in the direction that, because all that we are interested in at the GLC is that you possess our license.
The Youth Employment Agency has successfully collaborated with the Ghana Prison Service to pass out the first batch of 1,760 prison service assistants at the Akamfo Maximum Security Prison in the Central Region. This initiative aims to provide employment opportunities for young Ghanaians while supporting the country's correctional facilities. The program is part of a broader plan to recruit and deploy 5,000 young Ghanaians to assist in prison administration, rehabilitation and national security efforts. Youth Employment Agency Chief Executive Officer Malik Basintali announced a 60% salary increment for the prison service assistants effective end of the month. The graduates will soon be deployed to prison facilities across the country to begin their national service, easing the workload on correctional officers and enhancing security within prison facilities.
To take part in this graduation ceremony, the gallant young men and women here paraded as prison service assistants. I remember at the beginning of this training, we all didn't think, or we all didn't believe that a day like this will be possible. Today, I realize that the commanding officers of the various security services were proud of your display and were so delighted that you were graduating into disciplined, well-composed, and well-mannered citizens of the Republic of Ghana. You live here today being well-mannered, being well-cultured, and being responsible, patriotic citizens of the Republic of Ghana, and we are proud of you all. Brothers and sisters, as I watched the parade display, the question I asked myself was, if we do not finally get all of you, or almost all of you, absorbed into the prison service, waiting we gain. And so I thought that it is in our interest to fight hard and ensure that at the end of your 2-year period as prison service assistants, we get as many as possible of you absorbed into the main Ghana prisons service. As you go out there, remember that you are not going to joke. You are going to work hard for the prison service, and you are going to work hard for Mother Ghana. One of the messages I bring to you from His Excellency the President is that due to the resetting of the Ghanaian economy, he has ensured a 60% increment to your salaries at the end of the month. And so you get 60% increment to your salaries. And we at the YEA and myself, Malik Basentali, will not relent in looking out for opportunities for all manner of persons. I don't mind, and I won't wait to get $1 billion job before I hand it over to a Ghanaian youth. No matter how small the job is, somebody is out there in need of that job. I thank you all, and may God bless all of you. Thank you very much.
You heard from Malik Basintali, Chief Executive Officer of the Youth Employment Agency. Former Interior Minister and NPP member Herin Kote has assured the New Patriotic Party's will to support government's plan to retool the Ghana Armed Forces. According to Mr. Kote, this initiative is a national responsibility that transcends partisan politics. Mr. Kote emphasized the need of supporting initiatives that strengthen peace and stability across the country, citing past efforts by the Akufo-Addo administration to retool security services. This was after the government announced its intention to acquire new aircraft and modern logistics to boost operational efficiency and safeguard the presidency.
Some of us will support a worthy cause of retooling the Ghana Armed Forces. Indeed, President Akufo-Addo did so. That is why today you can see, look at the number of police cars passing. Between 2017 and 2018, I mean, when we came to power, I was then a Deputy Minister of Interior. It was sad to note that complainants go to police station and CID will say, what the car buy now? I mean, I remember my boss then, Ambrose Derry, complaining. In some districts, they didn't even have one rifle. But today, Ghana police is riding in cars with air conditions on. Same way we will support the Ghana Armed Forces to be retooled. And I don't think that the party, the parliament, I'm sure that Afenyo Markins has made it clear, we will not fight Ghana Armed Forces being retooled. Look, the president is the president of the country. We voted for him. It is our duty to give him that security, that protection. That is what it is. So if he has to fly in an aircraft that is safe for the people of Ghana, hallelujah, and we will do that.
Gridco is facing significant challenges as a result of Galamsey activities near their transmission towers. According to Frank Autry, Acting Deputy Chief Executive Officer of the Engineering and Operations, he said Galamsey operators are encroaching on transmission tower sites, digging dangerously close to the foundations, which weakens the towers and poses a risk to power supply stability. He stressed that maintenance teams often faces attacks to access areas affected by illegal mining operations. Gridco is appealing for urgent assistance from national security agencies to protect transmission corridors and prevent potential collapse of towers. The company seeks to prosecute illegal miners who continue to operate near transmission towers.
It's near disaster because you know, as we talked about, the line right of way, you need to clear it so that when you need to do maintenance on the line, you can go there. Now, the right of way clearing becomes lucrative to Galamseyers, and in a number of areas, our people go and see that overnight, people come and do their Galamseying activities very close to our towers. Now, the towers, you see them as just steel members, but they are carrying a lot of forces and weights. And so the foundation is really calculated. In fact, they do a lot of studies on the ground to design. Every tower foundation is different, depending on where it is. And I'm sure these galamseers don't know, but as you approach close to the lines, we are coming to the point where, in fact, there are some towers that we have had to rush in to do some intermediary reinforcement. Unfortunately, there are some areas that even when our maintenance teams are going, they get shorter, and some of them have had to run. And so we are trying to see and leverage and get engaged, because in those areas it's getting to points where GridCo alone cannot manage, and so we need support from all the forces to be able to manage.
GridCo has also announced that Ghana currently has a stable power supply situation with no load management expected. As of September 25th, the country has over 4,048 megawatts of available power against a peak demand of 3,700 megawatts. However, the Electricity Company of Ghana (ECG) has scheduled power outages for maintenance works in some parts of Greater Accra, Central and Ashanti region to improve service delivery and ensure reliable power supply. Although GridCo assures a stable power supply, the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission recently announced a 1.14% increase in electricity tariffs effective October 1st, citing currency depreciation and inflationary trends.
Actually, basically, apart from the weather, which is also impacting on the forecasting demand, but if you look, we talked about the nameplate, the capacity that we have as a nation, as against what we call the bankable capacity, which is the available. So, for now, for the past several months, the available capacity normally outstrips what we require as a nation. Okay, the available capacity for today is 4,048 megawatts. 4048. Capital M, capital W. That's against what we.
To business, in a significant move to strengthen trade between Ghana and the United Kingdom, Samson Ehi, Ghana's Deputy Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, met with Mr. John Humphrey, the UK Trade Commissioner for Africa. The bilateral meeting, held on the sidelines of the United Kingdom Ghana Investment Forum, held in Accra, aimed at discussing key issues and opportunities for cooperation between the two nations. During the meeting, Mr. Sampson outlined Ghana's priority areas that require UK support and assistance. One of the main corners was import restrictions, which Ghana hopes to address through strengthened trade relations with the United Kingdom. A major highlight of the meeting was the review of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center Act. This review is expected to open up market access and facilitate trade between Ghana and the United Kingdom. According to Mr. Sampson, the revised act will allow companies to operate in Ghana more easily, encouraging more United Kingdom businesses to invest in the country. Mr. Humphrey expressed his enthusiasm for the potential partnership, noting that the United Kingdom is keen on supporting Ghana's economic development. The meeting also touched on the need of infrastructure development in promoting trade. Ghana recognizes the challenges posed by its current infrastructure and is determined to put in place the necessary facilities to support the commerce. Agribusiness was another key area of focus during the meeting. Both parties agreed on its need in adding value to raw materials, processing, marketing, and packaging. By supporting agribusiness, Ghana aims to enable farmers, agri-entrepreneurs to earn better incomes from their produce and feed into the industrialization program of the government under the Feed the Industry program. Ghana has recorded a major rebound in foreign investor confidence, with foreign direct investment surging by 381.9% in the first half of 2025 compared to the same period last year, according to fresh data from the Ghana Investment Promotion Center. The country attracted 76 new projects valued at 862.96 million between January and June 2025, a significant jump from 179.7 million in the first half of 2024. The surge underscored renewed optimism in Ghana's economic outlook amid ongoing reforms to stabilize the macroeconomic environment and improve the investment climate. The manufacturing sector dominated in project numbers, accounting for 32 new investments, while generating trading-led in terms of value with 622.92 million worth of capital commitment. Once fully operational, the new projects are expected to create over 4,700 jobs across various sectors of the economy. China emerged as Ghana's largest investment partner, spearheading inflows with 22 projects during the period. It was followed by India 14 projects, Nigeria with 8 projects, and the UAE and United Kingdom with 4 projects each. The United States ranked 6th with 3 projects, whilst Liberia, Singapore and Turkey each recorded 2 projects. Ghana's improving policy environment, strategic location and targeted investment promotion efforts are reinforcing its position as a leading destination for capital in West Africa. To sports, Accra Heart of Oak Sporting Club will take on 11 Wonders today at 5 p.m. at the Accra Sports Stadium in Ghana Premier League. Ahead of the game, Hearts head coach Didi Dramani says his team will try to impose its will on the newly promoted side on Friday. Speaking in an interview ahead of the game, Didi Dramani said his team needs to play more games to build its confidence in front of goal. But on the 11 Wonders game, he said, "We respect what 11 Wonders bring, but we will try to impose our authority in terms of our style of play and in terms of our game model. We just have to take the necessary spaces and then try as much as possible to control the game when we don't have the ball." Hearts have a win and draw 2 games into the 2025-2026 season to rank 4th in the 18th team league standings, while 11 Wonders rank 15th after a goalless draw against Baseke Holy Stars and a 4-1 to Pandora Hearts of Lions. In showbiz, Ghanaian gospel musician and physician assistant Philippa Bafi has released a new single titled Wapeja Minshiremu. The track, which dropped on Sunday, September 7th at 6 p.m., is already making waves across digital platforms and social media. This marks her second single in 2 years. In 2024, she released Possible, an uplifting anthem that inspired hope and faith. Sharing the inspiration behind her latest release, Philippa said, "Every song I release carries a piece of my heart and a faith journey, and Wapeja Minshiramu is no different." She explained that the song draws from the biblical story of Joseph. The I Go Dance hit maker added that the song speaks to betrayal, rejection and disappointment, experiences many people endure at some point. When the hand of God is upon your life, no one can remove you from his divine plan. Wapeja Minshiremu is therefore more than a song. It is a declaration of faith, she noted. Mrs. Philippa described it as an anthem of encouragement, hope and assurance. And that is all for now on the morning news broadcast. As usual, log on to www.GhanaTalksRadio.com as well as logging on to all streaming platforms at GhanaTalks Radio for more news stories. I am Deborah Dalso. Good morning.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond. Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
When you guy, what it? John, when you guy, what it? A boy now when you rather Busia go by the name Coin Takra. Call me, say you're Coin Takra, then you time it's Coin Takra live on GhanaTalks Radio now. Mondays and Fridays, by the time it's Coin Takra, bravo. When you say Monday, then day, I mamere abakwasem Africa, Ghana, our heritage. Yaka mamere ni amani yeteti abakwasem home common ye di. Hina ni ye corner now. Friday ni ye bars on bars. Friday yeah you rap. We talk about entertainment. We talk about music business. So join me this Monday and Friday. Be alive on GhanaTalks Radio. Don't forget. So before all the social media platforms, like GhanaTalks Radio and Coin Takra. Means so me page in the so Coin Takra. Now listen, about your fire, about your job, our GhanaTalks Radio. Don't forget, so be download the app, no Play Store and the App Store. Call me. Your time it's Coin Takra Monday and Fridays. Jinamudi will be a mammy time enough at 7 p.m. sharp. Yeah, the Jumadi any bro. Here, Konya on your guy, on your guy. What him? Savieta Sika, your fan Kotovenza.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on GhanaTalks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials. From Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
GhanaTalks Radio, #1.
This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Good morning and welcome to GhanaTalks Breakfast Show. It's a Friday edition. It's Friday. Yeah. It's a Friday edition of the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show on GhanaTalks Radio, and you and I know how it goes on Fridays. It goes so well, so nice, so exciting. And today I have two exciting guests in the studio. There is a particular conversation we were having back doors, and we will continue it on the show before we get the show rolling. Kobe. But as usual, you are always welcome to join the show. We are actually grateful for always having you join us on the show. We'll encourage you to continue being a part of the show. Get interactive with the conversation. Let us hear from you, your views, your comments, your opinions, and what's not. Let us feel your vibe on the show all our channels are very active on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok as well, and on X. Our WhatsApp lines are very active as well, 0202544614. You can always send in your views and your comments, even if it's a voice note. Send it there and we will read it out for you and all other listeners to hear. Once again, my name is Pakwesi Omare, and we are getting right into the show, as I have in the studios with me the NDC's communicator, Mr. Ayamba Godwin, and also I have Kobina Kranting, who he's already in. He will be joining the conversation very soon. But Mr. Ayamba, good morning.
Good morning.
I am used to calling you Godwin, but it seems the Ayamba is more for you. So, Mr. Ayamba, good morning. And my only advice is that next time when you walk in and you see my producer, he's a Chelsea fan. Don't really mind me like that. Yeah.
Chelsea fan, yes. I'm going to notice one.
Just a one guy, a Chelsea fan.
I mean, I'm a Chelsea fan, but also much
Chelsea 40. But I hope everything has been fine.
Yeah. Everything has been fine.
We thank God. We thank God.
Ups and downs now, but you know. So far as we are alive and then we still have strength there, it means that glory be to God. And so, yet another day for us to have discussion on national issues.
Sure. That's
so,
fine.
It's duty calls, right?
Duty.
Yeah, duty
actually calls. Before then, let's look at this. Yesterday, did you listen to our president at the UN? Did you listen to him? His address?
I wasn't.
Oh, really?
I didn't. I wasn't around, and so I got home late.
Oh.
So I decided to watch it this morning. But, you know, yeah.
Okay.
I just have to dash here.
Okay. He's been making waves since that particular address or speech that he gave, and it was one of the most powerful speeches we've ever heard from an African president. I would say it goes into the books of the top 3 most powerful speeches ever given by a president.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Was it the content of the speech?
I'm telling you. The eloquence, the content, the bravery, the things that he said on a United States soil. Man. I think every Ghanaian who listened to... I'm even having goosebumps as I'm talking about. Everyone who listened to the president yesterday will feel very proud of being a Ghanaian.
Oh, wow.
He brought the Nkrumah-esque vibe. And the smoke, man. The colors of the smoke alone. This president, he get vibe. The president get vibe. He get vibe. But
can you share some of the the content of, so that I can
one thing, and we are going to speak of this because of how the opposition has also taken it. He spoke about what is going on in Gaza, what the Israelis are doing to the Palestinians and all. And the opposition says that you have your own conflict going on in the OT region, your own hometown. Then you are talking about somebody's conflict. And the ruling party says, you people, when another president was speaking of the Russia-Ukraine war and what it is doing, didn't we have conflicts going on in Boku? But I like what the president said about the war going on in Gaza. There, we've all turned blind eye as a world to what is going on. There is one of the same issues going on in DR Congo, and we are not saying anything about it. It takes bravery. And do you know why people don't speak much about these things? Because of the bilateral relationships that binds certain communities. Because most of these wars and conflicts are being sponsored by some persons or people or countries or states. Now, for all you know, you are benefiting from this state sponsoring this party. So if you speak against it, you I don't know if you are getting where I'm coming from.
Speaking against another nation or another individual who is sponsoring.
Exactly. Yeah. So the president having that courage to say that in the United States, I was shocked.
But you see, PK, I mean, every president should be able to, because this time around, no country is being colonized by any country. And you see, it's just like the U.S. President Donald Trump can just get up today and then make a decision. And then it affects everybody. It's the same way. I mean, African leaders should also, be on their feet to also make decisions and say things that will benefit the continent and their country as well. And so I think it's the right thing to do.
Okay.
Even though I am not privy to President Mohammed's speech yesterday.
Okay.
But per what you are saying, it means that it is one of a kind. And then
I'm telling you,
I think he has mastered that courage. To present that speech at the UN conference. But I think if especially every African president does this more often, then it will be a very big thing in Africa. And then it will help us. And so I don't see any news about this, but it's a positive vibe, it's a positive news. And I'm sure the Western world will start acknowledging the fact that
a whole lot.
Yes, African are
wisening up. And do you know what's the biggest continent in the world?
Of course, Africa.
So how are we so belittled? I don't get it.
That's another conversation, PK.
I seriously don't get it. The president said something yesterday. He said that according to statistics, in the near future, 25% of the world's population is going to grow from Africa.
PK, Africa, we have potentials. I mean, our resources, our human force. Look,
and he spoke about the resources. He mentioned that Africa needs to take possession of their own resources.
No continent.
See, the things that the president said yesterday. Kobe, did you listen to the president?
Yeah, I do listen to part of it.
Part, not all, but part. Okay. Now, what do you make of what the president said? His speech yesterday.
It wasn't a bad initiative though, because we are building a Ghana together and we believe in development. Let's put politics aside. This is about the development of the country. So if the president precisely talks about African communities growing on their own, that's a very good rethinking of how African leaders should program their country. And also, the president did talk of how COVID-19 affected the country. He admitted it at the UN summit, but denied it here in this country.
Oh, has the president ever denied the impact of COVID?
He denied, yes, he did.
Hey.
President Muhammad, deny Abuchi communities, denies her, or admits her. There was a push it here, affect the economic base, but I have to say, denies her and Tessa, maybe some bagan.
Kobe, let me and you, let's spend a few minutes on this thing. Let's say about 2 minutes. And I want you to give me very precise answers on some of the questions I'm about to ask.
Okay.
COVID did hit us as a country, right? But when we say we are hit by something, the impact of it is what we look at. When we got hit by COVID, let me tell you some of the impact we had. we had in excess of over $1 million in donations to cushion our economy. That is the impact that the hit of COVID gave to us. What did we really do with that money?
You know, that money, I could probably say that that money, I won't say it's now for you. Most government workers better now for you. And the government was paying them. Teachers, if you are buying to your own, government produce you free water.
For how long?
Oh, for a couple of months.
How long?
I can't precisely say the duration, but for a couple of months.
Okay, it was 3 months. Now, do you know that Kojo Oponkroma came back to tell us that we are now paying for that water we got for free? Do you remember?
Yeah, I do remember. I do remember.
Okay, all right, then that's fine. So it wasn't really free. He provided it for us on credits. We came back to pay.
That's fine.
Now these monies, all these things you see, they were paid this and that. We accounted for all those monies spent on that. Then we looked at all the donations we had from COVID. It didn't even amount to half of the donations we had in COVID. So all that monies we got from COVID, what did we really do with it? Because if indeed we got hit by COVID, then our economy, rather, it was more of a blessing in disguise to us as a country. Let's take the lives lost out. As a country, as an economy, COVID was a blessing in disguise to us. Only that our leadership then couldn't really factor in how it could benefit us as a country. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do agree.
Okay, that's fair. But then moving on to what we were talking about with the president's speech yesterday.
Yeah, like I said, it's a very good initiative, bringing investors on board to establish jobs, opportunities. That's very nice. But at the Times Square at New York, did you see the amount being paid for Mohammed's picture on that?
How much was it?
Over $17,000 per day.
Who paid for it?
Actually, government spokesperson for Felix Ofosu-Kwakye will be more responsible to bring out the amount, but I know it's around $17,000 to $18,000 per day.
There is these people, what do we call them? Is it NASDAQ or something?
Yes.
Okay, so have you seen their report?
No. Okay. Early this morning, I've not read about their report.
Okay, so NASDAQ says that they are the ones who actually advertised the presence of the president there. So it wasn't even the Ghanaian economy or the presidency in Ghana
taking care of that bill.
No.
Okay, so
it was just a goodwill from someone.
Okay, so do you know that President Mahmoud took almost 99 youth organizers along with him?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Okay, so going forward, I think maybe you'll be getting headlines.
Yeah, sure.
I bet Chere said definitely he went out with about 99 of youth organizers across the country.
Okay, but do you think that could serve any benefit to us, or it was just a waste of resources?
I said some practicing lean government. So lean government there, and the president in his spokesperson and few others. But I already had to say a talk. So to me, organizing over 90 youth organizers now. They call New York Echo Show when so.
Oh yeah. Oh, so looking at the summit. The summit from the UN.
For the summit picture, they were. I had to say white. They didn't know summit nasio. Youth organizers in the Mokoto. Share Chrome. So a picture of the summit. Almost a white name black. Almost a way. Why Ghanaian say assuming they were Ghanaian, you look like a Ghanaian. Yeah,
Ghanaians how do we look?
Oh come on. Okay, from the picture I saw, I'd say from the picture was from the background, like from a cheat to the stage. I say we to say it was more like white people.
Okay.
And Africans, blacks, and whites. Youth organizers not them quite no more.
And just say, I'm
what I say, I'm on streets, so you know, street, no, you mean, I am on the council to would you also. But if say, what I say, government in power will move you along with this huge number of people, and on your precise and can't change, so no. Say, you see, your brain on anything. Would you intercept visa? Just let us know. Tinabaya, enquire Casacasa Bia. Picky, they make a water say. But all the occasion say you are practicing a lean government now. Odi about this number equa a never baby, but anything say the meeting no a be private Ghanaians. Why not? You know, or money you didn't Ghana for Gina so to Abaman. Okay. In this obit the investors about now say omit na be Jumana Ghana for whom may home. All like say MPP for ever bomb with the guarantee fight if they take bold decisions. I ever bomb into your mind near per se if you say BBA baby and yet our political affiliations. No. Any there is far from that.
All right. Thank you. Good day. I don't know. Most sunny probably break Kugu a homes.
I don't see a song in cotton. I see a song of one air cotton. Maybe name Tobia. I just say we are no producer and a toner.
Will it be approved? Approved.
Maybe him say, Romahano, there are a lot of instances people have to go outside the country for workshop, for educational purposes, you know, training, and then a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, because a Tony, a Kodia, meaning Tony, a Conotoy, a Hefan, a Koya, or Cassie, a Cotor, a Koi, waterfalls view of one, I say, zoo being a call of one, you know, Tony, I just on no church and a okay. Yeah, maybe and I know, say, he's referring to, you know, say, we going out there to learn something new. Maybe and then the tone, I think, and then the tone. You know?
All right.
Going for tone, so you learn something, and then the main objective is to learn something. Say what Baba Ghana has said now, my brother. Tony a good talk, right?
You.
All right. Let's get into the conversations for today, and we will come back to this particular. Unless, of course, you have something else.
No,
to say.
I'm okay.
You're good. Okay, all right. So, the NDC's director for national security, in the person of Japa, he has petitioned the CID to investigate former Attorney General Godfrey Dame for alleged evidence fabrication in one ambulance case. Now, over the past 2 years, there was this particular issue we were going back and forth with. An ambulance case that involved our current finance minister and acting defense minister as well. And in this case, there was an alleged misappropriation of funds in the procurement of some ambulance under the previous NDC administration. And one of the persons of interest then was Mr. Japa, who was to testify to the case then. According to evidence, the true evidence of the matter was being tampered with by the Attorney General who was prosecuting the case against the current finance minister who was at trial then, or on trial then. And so now Japa is petitioning the CID to investigate that whole matter and the Attorney General for fabrication of evidence. What do you make of this particular exercise?
Okay, PK. Once again, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
And then the Oma met you so just grant me some few time. Let me to me chair. Right. Person chair our former President John Jacob Kofo and our immediate past former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And then the visionary man, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. No, yeah, last year MPP for flag bearer for the general elections. Me chair Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Nama chair me Wejagbawe MP Honorable Jerry Ahmed.
Okay.
Obusa what is called in a day hon send baby about my Ghana. Nama chair me youth commander Kwame Bekoin. A very great man. Nama chair Nana Akusia Menu Naomi Akusia Owusu. I'll go for Greater Accra Youth Organizer.
Okay.
I'll go for Greater Accra Women's Organizer. Hopeful. Sorry.
Okay.
Now, me find check so come the party leadership. Me chairman own to me so.
Hey.
Yeah, me chairman own to me.
Okay.
And how Kumsin. I'll go for Women's Organizer. Hopeful.
Hey, sir.
Yeah.
Oh.
Me chair how Kumsin so.
Then a whole lot of changes.
Oh yeah, a whole lot of changes.
Oh,
Nice.
More party more bad.
Oh, a party name probably more bad because you pay new faces. No more have holding these positions.
Okay. Why old faces and more current faces and more they are not doing?
No, sir. Anything a party no, I won't maybe say. I've been a baby and I might be a crime. Obibia or fitted for the purpose of his own departing on a particular position. With me, I've finding character, not just a yatun so band, so dim kunima, necessary DB and with me, the Edina Juma. Now, my member Asema I'll be Sammy so. Now, Godfrey Dummy, former Attorney General, never approach any accused person to force testimony.
Okay.
Secondly, Dummy claims suggestion was prompted by Japan's health condition and schedule, but not to mislead the court. The person can say,
yeah.
Godfrey Damino will approach you for false testimonial. I feel to Japan, so I can say, fabricate cases. No. Godfrey Damino say, or prompted Japan on his health condition.
Okay.
But not to mislead the court. Now, young person main court handling of the evidence nature.
Okay.
Court admitted that there was a WhatsApp chat between Godfrey Dame and Japan. Court also admitted that there was a phone recording.
Okay.
Which alleged to say Godfrey Dame coach Japan. And this same court now said there was no instructions from Godfrey Damia Godfrey Damia HSA or implicate at forcing.
Okay.
Into evidence be anywhere a was in same way. These are hearings from the court.
From the court, okay. Alright. So but if that is what the court is saying, don't you think that is why? Because Japan still feels that he knows what he's talking about. He came out with the facts that this is what transpired between me and this man, but the court is saying otherwise. Now he's seeking for thorough investigations or further investigations. Or are you saying he should let sleeping dogs lie, or for his innocence to be proven worthy, or his allegations or claims to be proven right, he should still go on with this petition and then get whatever investigations done?
Okay, on say we a high court ruling. Nasa high court or the verdict bar, nasa on to once ya obetimi akọ for appeal. Into so face or on maintain once bi wo mu na say bia onje high court verdict in India. Obetimi akọ for appeal. But as it stands now, the court handing of evidence no eno na me dia ma no.
Okay.
There was a chat between Godfrey Dame and the Japan. There was a 16 minutes voice recording. I raised concern said to send Godfrey Dame coachy Japan, which is not true. And a court Nankasa so court Nankasa catches there was no instruction from Godfrey Dame to Japan to implicate at forcing. So we did 3 points. And in the HS, BBS are anywhere. It is a maintain one CB already. I see me no bet me for appeal.
Okay.
But it stands now. This is a high court ruling.
It's okay. All right. Good day.
Yeah, and so yes, like you stated clearly. Say, there was an ambulance trial case where our current vice president, our current finance minister, Dr. Atufosin, was tried on because it was alleged that with this KB out of procurement process. You see, this has been an issue we've been discussing, not today. We've had a lot of conversations about or around this issue. But you see, your democracy, and I say our democracy, if we don't take time, there are one or two people who say your democracy, especially a rule of law. If someone say no my then you have a lot of issues to deal with. Now, why am I saying this? As a lawyer, as a government lawyer, you are not supposed to do certain things. Why would Jakpa say all these things that he's saying? It's because he has an evidence. He has evidence to that effect.
Okay.
Or evidence to that effect that the former Attorney General made all those comments, said that look, let's come together and work things against the current finance minister.
The
evidence are there.
Okay.
WhatsApp evidence are there. Audio evidence are there.
Okay.
And so if the Mr. Richard Jakpa is out saying, look, the CID or the police service should investigate Godford, it is the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do.
Okay.
And I know if the police investigates or the police gets into this matter and then there is a possible, cause of this whole issue, then the matter will need to be dealt with.
Okay.
I don't really want to talk so much about it because we've had conversations about this whole issue.
Okay.
We've really had conversation about this whole issue.
Yeah.
And so what I think should happen is we should give the police or the CID a room to operate in regards to this issue.
Okay.
So that at the end we will know exactly where the truth lies.
Okay. Let's get this. There's an issue that a ruling has been passed on, right? Is it that Jakpa doesn't believe or trust in the ruling that actually came, or he doesn't believe it, or as people would say, he feels his party is in power, so he wants to exercise some government privileges against the former Attorney General. Is that the case?
No, you see, BK, it's that is not the case. But I think Jakpa per se, he wants fairness.
Okay.
And so that it doesn't serve as a precedent for any other person, to go into. Because it's a very serious case.
Okay.
Trust me, it's a very serious case if an individual, a government appointee, commit himself to fabricate stories against another person. It's a serious case, PK.
Sure.
It is.
Sure.
So I keep on asking myself, so do we have people in prison today who are in prison for no wrongdoing? Because people can just sit, form a cabal,
and fabricate stories to dent or to tarnish the image of that person to be sent to prison. You get it?
Yeah.
So this is a precedent that we don't want to happen again.
Okay.
And so we need to investigate it.
Okay.
And then ask exactly why it was so. Ask exactly why the former Attorney General wanted the finance minister currently
to be in prison.
Or to be put in jail. Because this is inhuman. It's very inhuman that specifically that this person had done no wrong. This person didn't do what you think he did. And then you come out, get in touch with another second accused to fabricate stories, to tell lies, so another person can be put into jail. This is not something that I think we should encourage. I do not want to deep into this conversation. Let's leave that for the CID. Let's leave that for the police to deal with this, and then get to the root cause of this whole matter, so that it doesn't serve as a precedent, like I said, for other people to embark on or for other people to do. If it turns out that it was a deliberate attempt to jail the current minister, then the necessary action needs to be taken. Then it's supposed to be a criminal offense.
Okay.
Of planning to fabricate stories onto an accused to be put in jail.
Okay.
So nobody will do this thing again in our country here. Because everybody turns out to do this, then it means that a time will come, nobody will believe in our court system again.
Okay.
Because the person who is being accused knows that these are fabrications.
Okay.
These are stories that are not true. And these are stories that can lead me to jail. But because I do not have any evidence, or I do not have maybe, let's say, a very good lawyer, I cannot defend myself. I can really not defend myself.
Okay.
So I think it's a good cause. It's not to reach hand or, for Mr. Richard Jakpa to take an opportunity because his government is in power. No, it's not. It's not to do that.
Okay. So you think there's something that needs to be done to make sure it doesn't repeat itself again?
Exactly.
All right. Thank you, Gode. Anything you would want to say about this?
I don't know more position.
Yeah.
Oban call for re-appeal. Or no one call for appeal. Oma train on party winning power and Oma Sitan CG. That is when they want to seek appeal on this matter. Says I never call there's no problem. They can go ahead and seek appeal. No, so we need appeal need there. And then now MPP Bab Abemu Bima. The current CG never because Keta send for any can come a born. Because
how?
Na say High Court amani ruling there. Because of Abemu to be taking Abemu privileges now the Nkunehuna SCCC amount for na ya sound so edge adia any say about ho. Nti say party Abemu na say udi ehunehuna na say na almost at state harassment ni abuse of power nti no mo face mo kwa appeal na mo kon dey ma mo kwan so boko appeal na mum say ehunehuna kwan so dey ene na ye case dua so say new CJ afa no MPP ba Abemu party ene ne ba on party ni beko nti asema wa ha no.
Okay. All right. I hope it doesn't get to that, because this particular CJ, the former CJ who was removed, it was based on the petitions. The investigations went on, due processes were followed for her to be removed. So if it should be a premeditated assignment that when we come to power, we're also going to remove whoever they put in there as a CG without any fault, then I don't think that the country is heading towards any growth or development in that sense.
Because in any way, what's a but some of my set at all. Into my set at all on the any so. Say a catch on say no, CG way a beton, it didn't not know over years. Into most Mumbra Mohas, no one in no mine in Kanko and Cosmos Derby. na musasa mo the petitions here and there ba eco president or assembly no say finally you know your new CJ ye catch am say MPP ba say the petitions be ko ye fa bi ko NDC kope no afa ne niam no no ko as simple as that debut to say no ye the court no anima play political games.
But when did they start?
Ye betu CJ ye CJ yebu the judicial service ye CJ obi no a MPP dey saka no because ye nyina want for Ghana for or want for a particular party. Ndi se mo se CJ ni ye bibia weti amra why say asem ye ni wo say mo yin ba ye catch am say MPP ba say current CJ weti amra wonti amra oni party ni beko.
That's only say your process ID CJ. It is onya boni bi obede you know.
Onya boni why boni onya boni obeko. That's what MPP are telling them. Ye catch am say we boni wanye boni you go with them.
Ayo.
We boni wanye boni you go with them. And to say Ghana you say for the judicial service no on party affiliated into party ba power no person onye bia betime sana NDC for chair into be follow suit assembly ni o into CJ no obey na juma as a Ghanaian and obey na juma for NDC assembly ni name MPP ba on now.
Okay
now say PK
yes sir
I na me bisa say no into emra na the former Chief Justice Children GhanaTalks Mresono. So was it President before they appointed him, right? Yes. But President Mills by I mean he worked with that woman. And then President Mahama also worked with that woman. What did I say?
Yeah.
Yes. And so if in the MPP focus say yeah time justice to Punudia, then I don't see the merit in this discussion. Because I don't know time a former Chief Justice George Nawood. Yes, of course. We worked with them. NDC worked with them. But see the matter here with the former Chief Justice. Idea why Odo sika and I sorry ode aban sika ehwe wo yire no manu kunu on holidays.
I don't know how many.
PK, okay, say there was a time they debate on whether president for a year should be paid or should be given.
Yeah. Because they were she can't know my journey.
And then we came to a conclusion. She said no. Yet me more allowance. Because some no money at all buy there. I'm on.
Okay.
No, ya kasa semono. Now what is ka Emma per diem Emma. Do you know how much it is? You know what that money can be used for? Your children, your husband, you pay them per diem for enjoying life. Oh, how? Come on. Just say you know ya pio because munko ji money betua mo.
Because they're taxpayers' money.
Taxpayers' money. Yeah. Ko yin crossing, ko share schools any ho. People are just say their children, small children who go to school and not almost in a form to study. Do you know how much that money? Do you know what that money could do? I tell you, we are not witch hunting anybody.
Okay.
You are witch hunting Obia. Emrano and Edi Juma. President Mama Empame Chief Justice. A Council of State and if anything, NDC committee.
Okay.
Committee near 3 years so near NDC. Committee no Juma. And then President Mama is bound, you know, to obey the report of the committee.
Okay.
And so if something has happened, you don't blame President Mama, you don't blame the NDC.
Okay.
You don't blame the committee.
Entino ujidi say committee in the juma dia ujidi nemu high court in the juma dia unjindi. No, me busa wasem uji committee di na high court in the verdict ba dia unjindi. committee any high court when to me
na kobi
o say committee e dey on report aba say yen no
committee
na high court on report aba or the event is bad they own jini
high court no dey say me yen
no it's not we know me aligned to yes japade no
okay
they be that say pigi say japade no one fan call high court say dia more investigate damn case no.
The fair na
Japade ko.
Okay, all right.
Some case now High Court ruling here in favor of the current finance minister. That is a different case altogether. That is a different case.
Yeah.
A different case. Chapa could have said, say, yeah, Mami pursue this case last year. But criminal charges and criminal cases here, it doesn't matter. 10 years, 20 years.
Doesn't expire.
It doesn't expire.
It is expire there. Moko appeal. No we near. MPP bar. It's another crime on its own. The best answer by the
appeal.
Sure. Now back to back because say and can you booma our judicial service and can say high court there any never did bar. What him say as more working engineer so be no but o party about bemu privileges so I just say good will no so enti everything possible as em you know until the home fanko
okay
home fanko
all right Mate, let's look at the next topic for discussion and yesterday the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources stated that they are turning all forest reserves and water bodies to security zones, and this is at the back of the fight against illegal mining, also known as Galamsey. The issue of Galamsey has become a constant topic for discussion. It's not something that we are going to die down on. We shouldn't. I think it should be a part of everyday discussion on every topical show or every morning show, even at church, we should be preaching about it. Schools, they should be teaching kids about it. The extent to which Galamsey can destroy us as a country is unimaginable. It's limitless. It's not something that we can control if it should get to that point. So the best is to make sure we don't even get there. And the most we can do is to speak against it, to advocate, and to make sure our voices are heard for the right people to do something about it. So many promises were made when it comes to Galamsey. So many things has been done about it, so many things are going on about it. But yes, we still see it happening. We've been calling for state of emergency, some are calling for shoot to kill, all other sort of considerations have been made. Now, this is what the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources is saying. Do you think this is the right way to go? This holds a substantial potency to hit Galamsey where it's really needed, turning our reserves into security bodies.
Yo, PK, meda wasibim. Didi kind Emra make up 2024 MPP ni NDC nya e born to ano. Na ye catch a man for say a man for nja insu ni forest reserves almost say no. Na those time flag bearer aye NDC flag bearer John Jamani mama na catch a man for say Galamsey is for Nana Ekufuado achi omegu prison oba obeja om. Na your Galamsey campaigns or omono osa okochi. Bisa osa oba Galamsey campaigns be na wachi no. Inti ye preach against it no. No so catching kufon say me ba me you inti say you are already urging the people to embark on
Okay.
This a inti adi intina sabe obe former statesman onyankopon adom onko ane omanpani a wonya breaks in your term omanpani bi enu aba Ghana wonya breaks over the term just say omanpani John Dramani Mahama esan say no kwidie eni wafa or a walking contradiction.
Okay.
Or say every serious government can end Galamsey in a week. Okay. How many months in it? Time or more opposition. Almost say almost the AI never fight Galamsey.
Okay.
And ye cases we say ye MPP for say almost take a bold step in fighting Galamsey. Ye be bomb. Ye be support him. Ghana Water Limited. Almost the abase 10 districts was central region. Omuni nso oh sebi ombenum potable water omuni bi due to Galamsey.
Okay.
Ridge any kolebu di abase numerous cases eba or diarrhea and cholera due to Galamsey.
Okay.
Hey Piki, me name yantini nantina me bo wa manem.
Yeah.
You see ye ko bunsu osino. Enyinem achim seche omo hunu nso ntse ne ya ye hunu banche mole ni mole wo that is same no e wi akete ni ehunu nso no just because enya flag bearer bi o ka che Ghana for say Galamsey Sekufo do ache mo no me ba me yimu nyina ampa so ba e o grant o baby na Galamsey yes but what I say
amnesty no
baby na Galamsey yes
hey kwa go sure
baby na Galamsey or first time offender because chiche mu enya pregnant woman bi o yi no ba ko first time offender so yi bebre o be comporting no yi bebre
na dey na che so mu ye Galamsey fo
na
first time offender
na onim say Ekufo da chiche bi megu prison oba so wa ko job na info na egu prison oba ko job info na go who say so na o man penifo a che say there bi e kwa fa so say so na nye okwan papa so nti o de ye do betwa ban ko community do akokot o ye campaign because to me openti eno ba wo job sanko for na say me enu mmara ma okwan so betime jawo but say obi petumi na sabi o make reckless comment bia enehwe due to Galamsey it sabi lose 8 statements have they been able to fight Galamsey after was almost lose sanko for now they are the enablers of Galamsey as Dennis Miracle Abuaji Kachom they are the enablers yenya falisofosu kache and say you evidence a chair say Galamsey has worsened under this administration. Otimi bia no kasa. Nti en worsen e bone say na mo a statement etimi free mu due to Galamsey fight. Sa fight we I was say Ghana for you use musicians need to be fighting Galamsey. Obi say Shatawale. Because Shatawale the fans no they know no boundaries, they know no ethnic group.
Okay.
They come together for one common goal. Ofia Yoko for Shatawale. Ofia nipa baya na all the ethnic groups of Ghana no enyana ne baya no untimi nchese we agbeni we nkrani we asmesi no into obi say Shatawale so betima fight ethnocentrism in Ghana.
Okay.
Cultural relativism. Obi say Shatawale betima fight into say nipa no say you using it positively for the growth of this country.
Wow.
And then they cost Galamsey me say metimi do team media guys no akọ achim seche sese a ye hunu nso ne basa e bi aketekete a akwantufo nam kwantutu kwan ye hunu nso no
wow
na metimi twebe eben abrante wa kwan busan say abrante won te say na no pay am hye boot mu kwan me so mko ye construction adwuma say nso na mko hono omko hunu nso na Ghana Water for the bill abrante say ntua because enya openi o ka che Ghana for say Galamsey say yi omu nyina Ekufo da che omu nyina ba obeyi om nse so ni ye hunu ni benkum ni fa ye hwe obi a etimiche excavators anajo adebechi na ayera
sir
this woman now no ye no Robocop no di olidi national security for enim no refini Hanabisiu Hanabisiu report be about some months ago o say excavators on chi adebechi e ko na excavators nso ate afan our flying rings is how to fight Galamsey in some of opposition e bi na moye and if you name a report say Abai Ebimba under the 8 years of MPP. But within 9 months of your government, you report Aba on what I'm saying. Any munko form of omashe or monkwan. It is a open to me. And you be an service ultimately be one noa. I was so wonka. Because I'm say fight now on and yet as soon as you are a nationwide fight.
Yeah.
But only people could to me or painting. Because I say all somebody they be pan on mama we jaw or befa.
So you don't think turning these areas into security zones is going to do anything?
Now, implications are now it's come with extra costs. So also by turning these areas as red zones are.
Yeah.
Now security service or Francis security service all the hand in the choir or say multiple. Multiple no some more allowance. Because to say no, always your life more.
Okay.
Other like normal hours also in the juma.
Yeah.
It's on the extra cost. Abeto mine so. Because seven gram say fight also all the security service will be including the fire service
okay.
And yes, more fights how this fight is more than COVID-19 ever hit Ghana. Me see KB PK semi udimechi to see me never call a chim searcher. A youth and cause a more classroom. It's here then. So Ubu some say how much did they get per day? Also so now when you Africa found this there. Now sabi akola no wesi so obon bra or youth or teen. 17, 18, 19. Who found this cities? Obviously, what no classroom obeko. Uncle. Tos who sikantem. Me who sikantem. Into me say, as I sit here, seminar school be a mess uncle because I'm seminar masters.
Yeah.
But I call not take one as no. On for masters in your tree. Because on only then say, we need daily income, we need daily wage. Into near cost no. Yen fast to bombo abanye tisui in some or kind na Ghana for so to abama. MPP 2020 all the mining communities you lose sit na. And I hear the number of seats in 2024 elections because of in some of yenya edubuahin NDC communicator edubuahin. Okachom say che mama ba obe mama tu so tu galamze your video me permit me send you video no play. Edubuahin o see mama ba o mo tu galamze no intine say ye dey go ni hedio enya political party also ehye nkofo kina say omo nsenso nsa anwea nse yenkwaye. Just because a 2 million painting. Then the mobile beam also Yakupon Yomaka. Yeah, fight girl, I'm saying now so much a chair can't say me Sabi Moka. And the mobile beam from Moko for a share on Moka because of Galamsey fight. Up to no moves here from you. Promises now no moves. Yes, John Mama himself so on in campaign tour. Ogusu promising a message 7 new stadium near one. Nyeme wunya also for mine and no can focus wo na me so me dana say oyobi ano no 2016 between 2012 to 2016 also no until bia ano no oyodwanfunu e na hunye no hu e na ono mfo bia ampa me bompa yes onye sa because sa na mo Ghana for betu ne free ade so
okay
because 2012 to 2016 okasa oyodwanfunu am dead goat inti ye bompa so ngusu nye dead goat ye don't feed a dead goat to a dead cow. So by 2020 MPP for betu meja akunya ni bi near the mine ako bosha asase so.
Okay, thank you. Got it.
Yeah, big. Galamsey issue really. I'll be brief because we've always been having conversations about Galamsey illegal mining.
Yeah.
But let me correct my brother. I think the MPP never lost all Galamsey seats or Galamsey constituencies or illegal mining constituencies in 2020. You should fact check and get that clear.
Okay.
Our water bodies and our forest security zone, yes, I encourage that.
All right.
I admit that.
Okay.
It's necessary.
It's necessary. Yeah.
It's very, very necessary. It's about saying ne. Obe declare Hodmo as a security zone. PK. Galamsey, you see, Galamsey is not just a buying. It should be something which every individual should work against. The government should play its part or its role, and then the citizen of the country should also play its role.
Okay.
So whilst the government is playing its role, we, the good citizens of the country, needs to also play our role. Because look, I watched a video, and I was like, what? Is that where Galamsey has gotten to? About time at the Galamsey site, with Akola, about 3-4 years. I do the 3-4 years. And then Akola no kita spatula at 3. Then the child goes to collect the son. Son yana. No, the yana kwa command mommy. Whilst the mother is, yes,
can you know?
Na or the aqua command mommy. And I was like, what? Then the chira kwalano. Yeah, chira kwalano at that age, they say, Onia, it's okay. So where then obey illegal mining and Galamsey. There are a lot of Nkrofo more Galamsey today, not because they wanted to, because they've seen people do it. They've seen their parents do it. They've seen their relatives do it. And so that is illegal mining culture. We are perpetrating that culture into the young Ghanaians. And so, PK, if you ask me about Galamsey issue, I think we have a lot to do, especially as a government.
Okay.
We have a lot to do. Because if you ask me personally, I mean, so far, I think I'm not seeing any improvement.
Wow.
Yes.
I really like your honesty.
I'm really not seeing any improvement.
I really like your honesty.
Yes. And then I know that the government is doing everything possible to curb Galamsey.
Okay.
We need to support the government. And you see, those should I say those in government? But every person who is involved in Galamsey, especially the big people, the rich people who are involved in Galamsey, please. PK, look, it's time we need to talk about Galamsey on a national level. Not about part, not about MPP, not about NDC. You see, I do not want us to politicize Galamsey. Because me can crunch you, PK. No. Me can crunch you. There are people who are involved, who are the big men in Galamsey. Their children are not in Ghana.
Okay.
Most of their family relatives are not in Ghana. And do critical, they'll be able to fly outside the country. What about me? What about the ordinary Ghanaian? We are pleading that, look, because Upesikana now sell mine now.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you gain? What do you gain? What do you gain? And so my brother here should join the cause so that we fight against Galamsey. Shouldn't do it politics. Because when you want to go on that tangent, that means that now referral.
It's not about referral. Someone in some more position,
not acquire referral. Because almost started Galamsey and man do this extent. I'm almost started Galamsey. I be very difficult. Because I say that made me out to him.
Yeah.
So did he edit the bunny for 8 years? I mean, all the junk food in this world, Odibi. Now, Onya Yare, now Oko Hospital. Now, Dr. Antiman Tretino within 1 week. Can he be able to say that the doctor is incompetent? And a doctor only Mejuma? Because with Makasa, we did the bond for 8 years, no?
Yeah.
Now work for hospital because all of a sudden the doctor need a magician. So the doctor should be able to perform magic on Sawyare within 1 week. Forget to say, I did the body for 8 years, no? And no impact on your health.
So, you know, it will take much.
It will take much more time to deal with the illness. That is not to justify the current state of Galamsey. But what I'm saying is, we should all join hands together.
Okay.
Especially the youth communicators. Look, let's call a spade a spade. Let's say what the MPP did was not right. And so the NDC should not also go on that same route.
Okay.
But if you defend what the MPP did, then you leave us no room to defend what the NDC is doing now. You understand, PK?
Okay.
Then you leave us no room to defend our party as well.
Wow.
But the wrong will not be a right. When wrong is been in office for 20 years, does not still mean it's right. It's still wrong. And so, my brother Governor, let us not politicize Galamsey. Me, today, I'm not going to politicize Galamsey.
Sure.
Henceforth.
Sure.
What the government is doing to curb Galamsey, I'll say it. What is going wrong, I'll also say it.
Sure.
So that the whole of the country will know that, look, Galamsey is left with us to fight, not any other person.
Thank you there. Thank you.
PK.
Yes, sir.
Person in case in Chemi. Say if you be medical doctor, answer any pan bit precisely at your say. We are meet my son to say a week or two. Necessary or assess or just scanner or say within this time frame we now. Obey him now show me boy.
Sure.
Go for him or more position. No kasa to say sebi. We are saying now team. Obe catch and say oh the AI. Na AI no money madeko. AI the fight Galamsey. And now ba bem te say en common assistant enti no 8 years enti men fight it. Na onim say obi ye bibi na wo echi na ontimi nya. Wo echi ne enka nsem a se bia da de kono ma say gina ya ontimi nya. Doctor BNO, medical doctor BNO, a professional. Ontimi ncho o time frame obetima so yare. Place on opera. Please. Players on piano.
They say doctor for mu. And they say go for
I am ba. Minya.
Doctor ni.
Doctor. Players on bobo abuchi. Doctors on mom time frame on buy cover. Inti edi asem no aka chem. The thing say Mama failed in 2016 and he will fail again.
He will fail again.
Sure.
Is that what the NPP is praying for, or is just something that you've seen per what he has started doing?
No, the thing is, Mama has no legacy. Kufo has a legacy.
What is Kufo's legacy?
Oh, free maternal care.
Okay. Mahama has no legacy.
Mahama legacy, Dumso, Papa no.
Really?
I'm telling you.
So what of the Trouble Gas? What of UGMC?
And I'm
what of Terminal 3?
Terminal 3. So, what they met me with Kufa initiative baby.
We are talking about Mahama not having a legacy here. I'm asking you these days, who are we going to remember?
Say, because of any legacy, Nema Wayne are more lesser than what we can recognize. Ekufadu, it's me enrolling the nation. Free senior high school. It's a free senior high school. Why didn't I?
I'm coming. Let me ask you this. And there's no me speaking for any political party here. I mean, do you know the capacity of energy we gain as a country from Etoile gas? Now, if we should take that energy from our energy sector, how many power plants do we have left as a country? Just one. Do you know the little that dam can produce to us now? So I don't think we should, because as a country that we survive mostly on electricity, the Etoile gas plant is something we should really commend the president for. We really should. We really should. Just as much as we commend Kufuor for free SHS, we really should commend this man for Shabuga?
For now, mean to me and acknowledge because we in the term here. But I could follow the we in 8 consecutive years. Obi able to make case no say, oh dear, one by year cry now. You see yen penny in my share or ya de back up again for kai. And it's all to me car ni energy crisis na wait me holding there. For now, mean to me can say why I don't know because so if we there now they be doing legacy because mama only legacy. Mama only legacy. So if any campaign here, or your campaign or say why am from so be na why. Uji say why juma and can make chance why from so and say Dr. Baumia or call for forgiveness store. Say Ghana for ya heading information to move fan chain and fancy 2 million am I. Mama say why am from so into or baby now be correcting mistakes.
Okay.
And any part of new legacy. It's having our building on a legacy.
Okay.
Into mama say mpodi me pese e fan to hofer na because I'm going to say fights were failing. And someone communicators a kind opposition and you know
but I'm not so say a Baumia air patch or say
and I may say or patch because or say on my from so NPP I am from so into or say Ghana for form born in Chawam.
And I wouldn't say President Ronaldo Dankwa so Emily can say when him say we're failing to another president baby.
Or no him so failing. Na say every president be 2 terms consecutive. Ghana for man 2 terms consecutive. Into a fairly asking what?
Okay.
That's not like
oh no,
na inti na ne de na Baumia pa ho chewo no.
Baumia the son of advice.
Into a patch of no advice na say why is he apologizing?
That's not okay government no.
So now you are admitting the government failed.
They failed in individuals so mean to me and bomb. In infrastructure. Government fail on them.
Okay.
Say cause infrastructure development MPP boom visible ones. I'm telling you.
Wow.
Across all the 16 regions.
Okay.
But say cause economic hardship there. And yeah, I'll just raise my hands off. Because I'm part you can cry. But cause impuntu juma across all the 16 regions. Voter region parliament government because voter region you has. Voter region I'm to about MPP but MPP could see them.
Okay.
Inti dem na papa no nye.
All right. Okay. That's it. Gode, are you satisfied with
okay, I know say kwabna the over can or like
oh men kasa onim say ade no kra me say no kra me di mu echi
the over can over
say
you are president president Mahama ya asomuni da right
na president Mahama dey na MP for here on so ni
president Mahama I mean or still on investing in free SHS
into SONNI.
Now they are still investing in free
because Mama say on $2 billion or $2 billion I want to free senior high school.
As at then. But come on, let's free SHS thing. As part of the country's developmental plan, the DAO.
Matias.
So would you also accept say Mahama be started here?
Yes, Mama start or started with day school no
2015.
Yeah. Because in the plan no mo yeto one. Almost say a progressive free SHS. Progressive almost defining as your best start will baby. Me dear do baby until we get the full capacity of it. And if say you can any young can and shall not so say I'm part of the starting. But you do understand?
Metias say oh ye free. But yeah can't you probably wholesome layer
na obi ansha say
no say no free day care no free day school no day o ye ka secondary school be ka upon boarding house.
And na ye prayer what the yanka say ye prayer ekoye no hweke de bre
yan prayer ho e man nya so mfa so individual nya so mfa so sabe me me papa de me school no timitia me school fees ma me timitia me relative timitia na sabe Ghana ni a ono so sabe ni papa ni ma me ni ho no onye Ghana ni ana aban timi bo no woka aban timi hwe no from so have my bono cashier. No say we pay back to the community. That's mama so I'm with scholarship Ibrahim mama. I'm with scholarship so go there. But never the home.
Okay.
And say o mine born ni pekuo bi and then padi do ho ban say oh me say o mine no empomudin ene omodi sua ene o mine kan konti obi ya fa no nche school ma. But never na sani pa no aye. It's left for you individuals obes tina na so no wosua de. Na so da chi bia o da eden. O dia bo bra.
Okay.
Because so also bobo obra Ghana there I dey obi to tax nti e kwan bi so no o man no be san say o retrieve sika or this individual mu because o man na bo won ka dey work school they say we ejuma o to tax bia tax o man no be san say o retrieve bibia or this share wase bia
okay
nti we dey boni bia nim
okay okay There is a story that I want us to look at. I hope we will, but with your permissions, I would want to read a little bit on it and then NDC MP, Dafemiapo and others seal to dismantle Ghana Bar Association's monopoly. Now, it reads. South Dai MP Roxanne Nelson Dafemiapo is the headline name on a lawsuit at the Supreme Court seeking to break the monopoly of the Ghana Bar Association as the sole union for lawyers. He wants a declaration that the Ghana Bar Association referenced in the 1992 Constitution is not the same as or synonymous with the current Ghana Bar Association. In his suit, he maintains that the current Ghana Bar Association is a voluntary organization, while the Constitution refers to an umbrella Association of Lawyers in Ghana. Dafemiapo wants the Supreme Court to dismantle the monopoly of the Ghana Bar Association. The MP is joined in the lawsuit by One Israel Tete and the Ghana Law Society. They have therefore filed a writ at the Supreme Court seeking declarative relief from the court to dismantle the monopoly of the Ghana Bar Association in the 1992 Constitution and the Legal Profession Act. The suit also wants a declaration that the reference to the but the Ghana Bar Association, why does the NDC have a problem with the Ghana Bar Association? Why do you think it serves a particular party or a particular group of people in the country? Because this is not the first time it is coming up. It's been in the news since. The NDC has accused the Ghana Bar Association that they are biased in the issues they speak of or speak against. They are biased in the issues they stand for and all. Why this assertion or perception?
Okay, no, I'm not sure NDC is against the Ghana Bar Association. Yeah, but if you say that, then we will also let you know. Say it's because of their conduct of late.
Okay.
We know what happened. With the recent. Let me just bring you to the recent issue about the CJ.
Okay.
Where the Ghana Bar Association, sometimes I understand them. They want to talk or speak in favor of all lawyers and all judges, but that is not the case now. Now, the Honorable Dafemiapo, yes, officially sued our court for various reasons, and I think I really buy into that idea. I'll say, Ghana Bar Association, I'm monopoly, and monopoly nature say it's the sole association organization that represents lawyers. Which is not supposed to, because it infringes upon the rights of people or lawyers. It means that you don't have any option as a lawyer than to join the Ghana Bar Association, which is against our fundamental human rights. And you say, oh, you're a lawyer, now one person will join the Ghana Bar Association.
Yeah.
Then obviously you can't be part of any association that represent lawyers.
Okay.
And the Honorable Dafemiapo is saying that no.
the court should look at that again. At least there can be various associations that represent lawyers, not necessarily only Ghana Bar Association. And I think it sounds good because it will take off this impression as Ghana Bar Association in this context favoring another or a particular political party. Because if you have Ghana Bar Association that represent lawyers, you have another association that just like when we say the transport union, there are different transport unions, and so you sometimes see how our transport issues are dealt with. You have a lot of these unions come together to talk about a particular issue. Different leadership coming together to talk about this particular issue or a particular issue. And so if we have different associations, different associations representing lawyers, then leaders of this association or association of this sort can come together to talk about legal issues. And so the Honorable is saying that, look, it infringes upon the human right of Ghana. You understand? Again, the Honorable is pursuing this agenda because I want to read the claims of the Honorable Dafemokbo. As a plaintiff, right? You see, he said, look, we argue that although Constitution and laws refer to Ghana Bar Association, this term has been interpreted to mean only existing GBA, into brackets, a private voluntarily association. They saw this gives Ghana Bar Association the right and power to prevent other lawyers association from participating equally. And so the monopoly here is that, look, the Ghana Bar Association can decide that, look, you as a lawyer, we don't want you to be part of this Ghana Bar Association. And so if you are saying that as a lawyer, a person who has been called to the bar, and then an association comes to say that, look, you can't be part of this association, or executive of this association says you can't be part of this association, that is problematic. Again, look, the plaintiff claims again, that is Mr. Dafemokbo, it breaches the constitutional rights of individuals' involvement. Like I mentioned, the suit highlights various constitutional provisions where GBA is given specific role. Example, nominating some judicial officers, members of the Judicial Council. The plaintiff says that giving these roles exclusively to one body is unfair. It's unfair if the body is just one potential out of many. And so this GBA, again as a monopoly, select or elect officers to represent, the bar. And so again, we are saying that, or the Honorable is saying that, it can be given to different associations. Different associations can come together to take this decisive decision. It shouldn't necessarily be only one person or only one association. Because, an association just one might be wrong. And if the association is wrong, where else do you go to? And these are full of lawyers. And so, taking on issues that or outcomes of the association to court makes it very difficult. It makes it very, very difficult. And so it is the right thing that the honorable is doing, that I think we should all join hands. We are not saying the GBA is not competent. It's not being able to work well or function well. What we are saying, we should have different associations that represent lawyers. So that at the end they can all come together and then hold the constitution very well. other than just the GBA, where it makes decision and nobody can interfere.
All right. Okay, thank you there, Kobe.
Okay, so the honorable term he used was monopoly in legal representation. So when someone talks about monopoly in legal representation, it means it's the situation where an association or organization is given an exclusive right, either by law or by a practice.
Okay.
And let me quote from the Constitution. The Legal Professional Act, Act 32, which governs lawyers and legal practice, but again, it does not grant a monopoly to the GBA either.
Okay.
And the Constitution, as I'm speaking now, does not grant the GBA the only association to hold
any exclusivity. The Constitution doesn't grant them.
No.
Okay.
A legal practitioner can also hold something of that sort.
All right.
So I don't know why he's a lawyer. He knows that a legal practitioner can also perform his duties as well. So I don't know why it's like NDC keeps attacking the judicial service here and there. The Constitution never granted GBA the only mandatory of Ghana Bar Association. No.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think we've been very diligent with our time today. Everything has been articulated appropriately within the means of our time. That's where we'll be looking to call the curtains on the show. But before we leave the studios, I mean, anything you would want to say?
Yeah, PK, I'll keep on saying that, as a country, we need to come together to build, the future for ourselves.
Okay.
Because whether NPP or NDC, we are still Ghanaians, and whatever decision that is taken affects every single individual in the country.
Sure.
And so we should try and then support each other, especially support the government to do what is best for the country.
Okay.
And not to always, yes, I mean, it's good to criticize constructively, but we should know as to when and how we do that. You might be criticizing constructively, but the manner at which you do it sometimes is very important.
Okay.
Sometimes you might have some positive vibes within your critics.
Okay.
But the approach should be what we should look at sometimes.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Yamba. Mr. Granting.
Yeah, PK. I just want to highlight on the state-sponsored harassment and abuse of power. MPP tina abem 8 years. Kofuye mo omo kakase bia kumekufa adu mama nyina omo kanya.
Okay.
Ekufa adu an reso process sebe. Yankochi onipa sameje info. No, because freedom of speech. Sabe okase kumni mama ya osi nyankopon kumekufa adu mama ya. Or make a raw speech. Like you know, so personal.
Okay.
And then this the same antidote. Mom to no no. Edo na papa, I don't know the mom send me the menu. Into so no do na. O de on no o de other man say no.
Okay.
Into ye catch on say, ade enye no. Omo hu say enye say omo ba bin wan no mo hu say ade we. Enye. Omo ka kasa ho say kasa no won ti o. But ye ni omo na ebu man no. Into no enti me harass omo sa. But we mo omo amagye say, o ye MPP na ka setia, especially John Dramani mama pe. Ye wa be cho. That's why this idea is also NDC almost not being for her, because as soon as they leaves office, probably
PK, me
I say no
yeah politics in there.
And your politics
look, Pabna. Look, PK.
Na America so area answer mo.
Ti say I say or per se or sisa you know topic no.
Oh, there some your cassette state.
No, PK.
You go demonstration.
PK.
You go demonstration against state.
Ode ma few minutes na me so me.
And abuse of power. And I make a choice say. Ye wa be mu. Ye mamu kwa mamu cassette bi obi anya mu hwe o. Obi anya mu hwe. Demonstration how romo block street. Appeal for call say ma won Obi you share in the same antidote here. Dem so mu no medro.
In demonstration why for okrum ha. Yet to be a demonstration at the court Jubilee House in him. Na submit a petition or Jubilee. Most times say onim baby to barrier. Obi and Tata obi a
time na need to make Jubilee.
One need to call Jubilee House.
Now
PK owa say
PK yes your time na block you say mo open phone call.
PK owa ha say obi Tata obi.
And yes your time and a rough block you road say mo open phone call.
Me say
yes.
Apia Stadium. Yes then Apia Stadium ya Tata ni ye cheno. Apia Stadium akoka say former president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. O yes I dey be Mary and Joanna. Mary Joanna or she read. Yeah, Tata no cheno. Same Jenfi. Ye cheno Peace FM. Mo senior man back ho. Ohine babu ama. Please don't go there. Mu senior man back ohine babu ama TVSYZ. Ye cheno because you say what threatening the life of Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. What are you sitting here saying? At that instant, at that regime, no. Now, honorable friend saying, Abronye, Utumi Mudina, they come out to spread pedal force and information on air. I don't know Bianca Wasen. It is now her Thompson, okay, Thompson, Mesa Thompson, one of my sister station. Yet, you know, because I say, Wakase, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, at the presidential aircraft, shopping. Nina yet chomo. It don't say antidote ben. Sa law no, it's still working. Say a criminal code 29 it's still working. Man in society. It's not man. And society no, you use the same
Ghana man penny or to say John Dramani mama. Maybe car assembly.
And Kabishi and Kabishi.
Or say I share death sequencer on my Nana Akufo-Addo. Say encho into Ghana phone got to Abama.
He was speaking to the age relativity today.
No, who are you to speak? Who are you to speak to the age relatively? Who, Mama? Who are you?
Okay.
Ona determine time obi won time obi mu. Na say 2 million mu akwese me na ayamba TSA. Na me catch Ghana for say ayamba oye tintin oya kokra ni mu bebu. Into Ghana phone got to Abama no. How?
Bigana who say Abronya Yanchi Abronya because of the insult.
Yeah,
Yanchi because of insult.
So because of what?
Because Abronya said say ahead of Akwete election, IGP and a police service no any NDC for alcohol the meeting.
Auntie on me church.
Yes, on me church.
Okay.
And insult him say I know I dey amoye debia. You're not bothered about that.
Say mo koche Abronya say Ome cheche meeting and this ni you no meeting there. Omo to bo on kan mu oboko. Adna mo kwache om na mo investigate om. How them the munko di agoro. I had them di agoro.
All right, gentlemen. I think yes, we have the best time on the show, but that's where we call the curtains on the show. Before we leave, today happens to be the birthday of one of our most relatable guests on the platform. He's very intelligent, very eloquent, a good communicator, and he has become a brother to our platform and most other platforms. I'm speaking in the person of Mr. Amwakupo, also known as Amasama in Starboy. He speaks for the NPP. Today is his birthday. We want to wish him a handsome, happy birthday. May God continue to bless him. May God expand his territories. May God elevate him from wherever he is to wherever he prays he will be, and even beyond his wildest prayers. God bless you. God keep you in good health and more wealth to come your way. Happy birthday to you, Paul. And a beautiful weekend to you wherever you are. the weather is set for the weekend. We move to my depa in Woji when you say no why. By the end of the young we will come back later on in the afternoon with the showbiz arena. So yes, stay tuned. We will be back.